Good morning, friends. Welcome to Go Long, a show that focuses on local sports and faith, includes thought-provoking interviews with area coaches, players, and sports figures, unashamed Bible discussion, and the popular and entertaining WOYK scoreboard. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B.
Good morning.
Woo-hoo, doggy dog. Good morning, Becky B. Hey, thanks for being with us because we've got a dandy. With us this morning, Dallastown tennis coach Mark Coombs, the Wild Things, York Adams champs, PIAA District 3 champions. Can't wait to talk to Coach Coombs. He'll be with us in just a few seconds. Also, York Tech's track and field coach Bradley Snell. How about those York Tech Spartans, Division 3 boys track and field champions and Division 3 girls track and field champions? Wow. We're going to talk to York Tech's coach Snell in just a bit, and we're going to go to Manchester to talk to the Nor'easters baseball coach Donnie Kaufman. He is an icon in York area baseball. Can't wait to talk to Coach Kaufman about his Northeastern baseball team. With us right now, as promised, Coach Mark Coombs. Coach, my goodness, you keep rattling off these championships. A District 3 boys tennis championship. Tell us about your team, Coach. Welcome.
First of all, good morning, Wayne, and thanks for spotlighting high school tennis. It's a great sport, and I know the boys are fortunate to get their attention. But, yeah, thank you. This is a different year. Came into the season and really weren't sure what we had, and boys kept getting better and better, and they got hot at the right time. So it's been a great season.
Well, let's start it off with your singles player, your son Hayden. First of all, I don't know. I mean, he just shellacked Manheim Township's #1 in the District 3 championships. But you know what? Up and down your lineup, you performed well. Tell us about these boys.
Well, we definitely had an advantage going into that final match against Manheim Township because we felt like we almost had 2 or 3 points in the bank with Hayden at #1 and Jacob Horn at #2. And the other 3 were a toss-up. And that gave us, I think, put a lot of pressure on Manheim Township knowing they had to win those other 3 spots. And, all the boys stepped up. And in the end, it was kind of ironic. It was our #1 doubles team that came through for us because I say ironic because they're the ones who they're the only ones who lost the first 2 rounds. So it was kind of their turn to step up, and it was just great to see them come through with their turn in the spotlight.
Well, obviously it's Mother's Day, but you got to be a proud father with the way your 2 sons are playing. First of all, Hayden, doing so well here in high school. You also have a son, Holden, who left James Madison in the CAA, where he was Player of the Year, I think 2 years ago, I remember, and then now playing for Wake Forest. And they're down to, the Elite 8 in Division 1 men's tennis. Tell us about it.
So through a series of fortunate events, Holden ended up at Wake Forest, and honestly, it's kind of been a culmination, a fruition of probably 10 to 12 years of hard work on his part, and it's unbelievable how everything has come together down there for both Holden and the team. Coach Bresky, who's kind of an iconic figure, having won a national championship at Wake, has just put together these boys, and it's unbelievable. I was lucky enough to be able to take off work on Friday and head down there and watch the match. It was Wake beat Stanford on Friday night, and then got up at 4:30 in the morning in Winston-Salem, and I was back in Hershey at 1 o'clock to watch our Dallastown boys playing district doubles yesterday. So it's been a really cool weekend.
I bet you're glad that the airlines were on time yesterday, right?
I tell you, I was glad at 9 o'clock last night to hit the sack.
I'm sure you were.
Yeah.
Because Dallastown's tennis coach Mark Coombs. Coach, you are, first of all, you're everything that's right about high school sports. The way you teach and the way you treat the young men and the way you lead by leadership, it's just incredible. But what you've built and what you continue to build at Dallastown is amazing. And I don't know how you get it all done. When you talk about working full-time, coaching more than full-time, having a son playing in college, I don't know how you get it all done, but congratulations to doing today, and we want to celebrate you today, Coach. Even though it's Mother's Day, we want to celebrate Coach Mark Coons.
Yeah.
What's next? What's next for the Wild Things?
Well, it never ends. So as soon as we won that district title, the next day we talked in practice that our rivals across the river, Hempfield and Manheim Township, reload next year. We know that there's some really good freshmen coming in. So even though we have everybody back on this year's team that won that championship, our boys know that they're going to have to get a lot better to be in that same position next year. So, we're always looking ahead and trying to prepare and put ourselves in a position to be able to compete with the best of District 3.
Coach, while we're talking boys tennis, how about the Hanover Nighthawks? They came in third place, District 2A. I know you don't match up with them, but isn't that great to see the Snacktown boys performing so well also?
Hanover, they put together a great culture over there. And I think, some of the schools that are really coming on, they have their coaches are teachers, and they're inside the school, and they're able to promote their program, and they're able to recruit. And, it was nice to see Hanover, Bermudian Springs had a nice year. Central York Suburban probably had their best year in a couple years. So I think there's a lot of teams on the upswing.
It says good things about York area tennis, doesn't it?
Yeah, we have, I tell you the unspoken thing about York tennis, there's a 15-year-old girl who lives in the Central School District who's probably one of the best girls in the world at her age. So
wow.
She doesn't play high school tennis, she doesn't get a lot of attention, but Elizabeth Ionescu, make sure everybody keeps an eye on her. She's probably... she's going to go big time, so keep your eye on her.
Alrighty, well done. Hey, Coach Mark Coons, Coach, keep it up. Hey, are you still slapping the ball around every now and then?
So in about 2 weeks, when our high school season's over, my 3-month summer season starts. So I'm starting to run a little bit, get in shape, and playing on a couple USTA teams. So, in 2 weeks, I'll be ready to get back out in the court.
Right.
Looking forward to it.
Excellent. Dallas Town Tennis Coach Mark Coons. Thanks for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Again, thanks for putting the spotlight on high school tennis. Appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. Alrighty, friends, welcome to Go Long. Again, a show that focuses on local sports and faith. Hey, as Paul addressed believers in Rome and explained his mission in the book of Romans, for I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. You might guess what today's Go Long topic is. What does the Bible say about mothers? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who are out there listening today. Throughout the weekend during today's show, please text your prayer request to 717-350-8591 as we close today's show as we do every week. Becky B will lead us in prayer. Alrighty then, it's Red Hot Ed Hot. It's downtown Ollie Brown. Grab the mustard, because this is the Grand Salami, a faith-based sports radio shows brought to you by Sports Radio WOYK 98.9 FM, 1350 AM, First in York, and First in Sports, and Kelsey Jean at Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents. Alrighty then, you wanted it, you asked for it, guess what? You're going to get it. This is the WOYK scoreboard. In the Go Long baseball game of the week, it took place on Wednesday afternoon as Southwestern, the Mustangs, played host to the Red Lion Lions with the York Adams Division I Marbles on the line.
In the bottom of the 7th, with Red Lion up a run, the Stangs rallied with a pair of runs coming off a Colby Beelings two-bagger as the Stangs win 7-6 in walk-off fashion. Beeling, a 6'2 senior outfielder at Southwestern, will be playing his college ball at Randolph-Macon next season.
Yeah. Beeling's day at the plate included a 2-for-4 day, a pair of two-baggers, and 3 sweet ribbies. Jaker Berzonski and Oscar Winkler also with a pair of base knocks for the Stangs.
And the boys from the Rock, the Susquehannock Warriors, clinched the Division II Cat's Eye on Wednesday afternoon with a 10-0 shutout win over the Dover Eagles. For the Warriors, Andrew Unglesby hurled 4 shutout innings, whiffing 6 along the way, and senior outfielder Caden Rodriguez led the Warriors at the dish with a pair of knocks, including a 3-bagger. Rodriguez also knocked in 4 runs.
And the Bermudian Springs Eagles clinched the York Adams League Division III trophy with a 12-2 pounding of the Dogtown boys of West York in 6 innings on the hill. With the pill for the Eagles was Nate Keller. Keller twirling a 6-inning no-no, booking 4 Ks. Both runs were unearned. Keller walked a pair and hit 3 batters. You know, you might say he was effectively a little bit of the wild side, right?
Yeah.
Like a no-no, walked a pair and hit 3 guys. There's nothing, when you plug 3 guys, they start thinking twice when they step up there.
I am sure they do. Bermudian's leadoff man, Lane, the cupboard is not Bear Hubbard, with a pair of base hits and 4 ribbies. Liam Cook with 3 ribbies, and Tyson Carpenter picked up his hammer and saw the ball well for a pair of knocks.
All right, now, Southwestern and Redline, they were matched up on Friday, postponed due to weather. Southwestern with a 14-1 Division I record. Redline with a 12-2 division record. That game's going to be made up early this week. Southwestern already sharing the Division I title. Redline, if they win that second game, well, they got a chance to share it with Southwestern. We talked about Susquehannock winning Division II. The boys from the rock, paper, scissors with a little Rochambeau in Division II. And in Division III, the Bermudian Springs Eagles, unblemished, unbeaten, 13-0 in Division III are the Eagles. Quick look at I should say the boys from the Apple Cap of the world, the Biglerville Canners in Division IV, just a half a game up on the Squires of DeLone Catholic. Biglerville 9-5, DeLone Catholic 8-5. Still DeLone having a chance to share that title. Now they match up. Let me look here real quick, Becky B. They match up this week as well. I circled that game.
Okay, they match up with Biglerville on the 13th.
Yeah. Ooh,
yes.
How about that? Mm-hmm. Dog. All right. So, here's a quick look at district playoffs. 5 teams will get in at single A. High Point Baptist Academy is 14-2. The Christian School York with an 11-4 record. They are 3rd in the power rankings in single A. Then in double A, 4 teams get in. Halifax 18-2, followed by DeLone Catholic. The Squires are 2nd in the power rankings in 3A. Then on 2A, Then in 3A, 7 teams are going to get in, led by Camp Hill with a 14-5 record. Biglerville 4th in power rankings, 11-7. York Catholic 10th. They're on the outside. They're not going to get in that district playoff bracket. In 4A, the Bermudian Spring Eagles lead everyone with a 16-2 record. They have a doggone good baseball team. Becky B, your Fleetwood Tigers 6th in
Fleetwood
4A.
Tigers are there. Yep.
They're 6th. They're going to get in. 10 teams get in. Littlestown, the Smallsville boys, 8-8. They are ranked 10th. Kennedale ranked 11th, 9-8 right now on the outside looking in. The last date that games count, by the way, is the 14th, which is Tuesday, right? So Tuesday is the last day to count for the District 3 playoffs. In 5A, the Tooltime boys of Mechanicsburg, 15-2. They lead everybody. Southwestern, 3rd in the power ranking with a 17-2 record. The Dogtown boys are 9th with a 13-6 record. All those teams are going to get in that 5A bracket. And then in 6A, how about the team with the best record in 6A, Cedar Cliff, has 4 losses, 13-4. Isn't that interesting?
That is very interesting.
So there's just nobody that's run the table. In fact, if you look at baseball throughout all of District 3, there is no longer an undefeated team. Isn't that interesting? In fact, nobody with less than 2 losses. So, good parity, right?
Baseball, depends on who's on the hill, who's hitting well,
true.
how that ball bounces.
Well, and I think the other thing is these rainouts just made people stack games together, too. And so
that's tough.
Yeah. So in 6A, 12 teams get in. Redline is 2nd. Northeastern, the Bobcats are 6th. We'll talk to Coach Cochran about his team in just a bit. Central York, 13th, just on the outside. They're not going to get in, I'm sorry to say.
Alrighty. And in the Go Long softball game of the week on Wednesday at the Mustang Corral, the Southwestern Mustangs stay unbeaten with a 14-0 shutout win over the Red Lion Lions. With the win, the Stangs run their record to 19 overall, 15-0 in Division I.
In the pitcher circle for the Stangs is their ace junior southpaw, Jada Kuntz. Kuntz twirled a 5-inning no-no whiffing 9 along the way. Kuntz also with a perfect 3-for-3 day at the plate and a pair of ribbies. Now, you pitch a no-no, give up no hits, and then you go 3 for 3.
She does it all. Absolutely.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yep. Still for the Stangs, senior third baseman, but now turned catcher, Kinsley Proper, launched a 3-run blast in the bottom of the third. Proper with a 3 ribbies in the game, and Kelsey Smith with a 3-run ding-dong. The witch is dead. Dinger in the bottom of the second with a Remy Yates with a pair of ribbies and 3 runs batted in.
All right, so let's talk about Proper just a second. She's now got
Kinsley.
8 long balls for the year. There's 2 players in all of PIAA statewide that have 11, so she's up in that ranking. From Sharon High School, Madeline Vogan has 11, and then also in Bridgeville, there's a young lady, Lily Duffill, that also has 11. But Proper now with 8 dingers for the year.
Kinsley Proper does have 8 dingers. She has 28 career home runs. Yeah. And, she'll be playing at East Stroudsburg next year as well. 28, yes.
All right, and just in case that's not enough, by the way, Southwestern tattooed Lancaster Lebanon League's Warwick 9-1 on Thursday, and a game of guess who? Guess who's pitching, Becky B?
Jaden Coons. There she is, a complete game 2 hitter.
Yes, 11 Ks. Guess who went long?
Kinsley Proper, not once, but twice.
3-run blast in the second and a solo tater in the 5th. Proper's day at the office included driving in 5 runs. How about that just for a typical day at the office?
Absolutely.
All right, so all this sets up Northeastern Dallastown. They were postponed also on Friday due to the weather. So they're going to match up earlier this week for a share of the Division II championship. Northeastern with a 9-3 record. They're just a half game back of the Circletown girls of New Oxford in Division II. New Oxford is 10-3. Northeastern wins that game. They share a Division II title. Also then, Division I, Southwestern's kind of just running away with this thing. They are unbeaten, 20-0. Central York second in York Adams League with a 10-5 record. Division III, those Kennerdale Rams, the Farm Grove girls with a 13-1 record. They are going to win Division III. And then in Division IV, there's a great matchup on Monday. DeLone Catholic and Biglerville. Hey, the Biglerville Canners 11-2 in Division IV. This is girls softball. DeLone Catholic 10-3, a game back. They match up on Monday. DeLone wins, and they share the marbles. Biglerville wins, and the girls from the Apple capital of the world will give a little Foley Food Mill action to all of Division IV. So, good matchup on Monday, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Right, quick look, District 3. This is girls softball. Halifax is 4-16, Greenwood 3-17 in single A. Both those teams are going to get in that daggone bracket. I think you just cancel it and give it to one of them. You know what I mean? Double A. DeLone Catholic leads all of Double A in PIAA District 3, 12-5 record. In Triple A, Biglerville Canners 15-2. They are top of the power rankings. Littlestown is 5th in power rankings in Triple A. And then in 4A, we're going to have these later on. Hamburg has a 17-3 record. They're sharing the top of the power rankings in 4A with Northern Lebanon as well. Fleetwood, Becky, your Tigers are number 10 in 4A. They're right on that bubble. Right on the bubble.
But Kennerdale looks like they're in. They're at number 7.
Kennerdale's going to go. You're right about that. The girls, Fawn Grove girls are in. They're having a good season. Yeah. They flat out hit. And then in 5A, 16 teams are going to get in this bracket. Obviously, the Stangs are the only unbeaten team in all of PIAA, baseball or softball, sitting at a 20-0 record. New Oxford's 9th, 13-4. They're having a good season as well. The Susquehannock Warriors, the girls from the Rock, with a 9-8 record. They're on the bubble, but they're 15. I think they're in a safe spot right now. In 6A, 12 of these teams are going to get in. Leading everybody is Cumberland Valley, followed by Central Dauphin. Now, Northeastern is ranked number 8. They are in. Central York is number 10. They will get in. Redline sitting on the 12th and final spot right now, 10-8. Guess what? I think they're in, Becky B.
Alrighty, sounds good. In the Go Long boys volleyball match of the week, clinched the York Adams Regular League Championship. The Central York Panthers ran over the Northeastern Bobcats on Thursday night in Manchester. With the win, Central York runs their season record to 13-0 overall, 12-0 in league play. For the Panthers, 6'3" senior outside hitter Christian Books, 16 kills, 8 digs, and 3 blocks. Still for Central, John He with 14 kills and 9 digs, and Patrick Seart with 10 kills, 5 digs, and 3 blocks, and setter Lance Schaefer handed out 47 assists and 12 digs.
You know, we've reported boys volleyball all season long. 47 assists.
Isn't that amazing? Yes.
Wow.
Talk about diming it up.
Yeah. So,
yes.
the York Adams League playoffs is about ready to kick off. They're going to be Central York is going to be the number 1 seed with a 12-0 York Adams League record, 13-0 overall. They're going to match up with Dallastown. Dallastown is going to be the number 4th seed with a 9-3 record. The number 2 seed, the Northeastern Bobcats, 11-1. They got a dandy. They're going to match up with Redline, 10-2. These are 4. Let me tell you guys, these are 4 of the best volleyball teams, not only in District 3, but in all of PIAA, matching up in the York Adams playoffs coming up soon. Alrighty, real quick, Becky B.
All right.
Lacrosse, kick it off with girls.
Yes, girls lacrosse. Alrighty, York Catholic, the number 1 seed, beat Kennerdale, the 4th seed, and with a 14-7 win. There were 5 goals scored by Katie Bowen for York Catholic in that game.
Wow.
Now, number 2 seed Susquehannock facing off with number 3 seed Dallastown, and Dallastown came up on top with an 8-7 overtime win.
Tough one.
In the 3rd overtime, Emma Beach found the back of the net for Dallastown to secure that win.
Right.
The championship will be played on Tuesday, May 14th at Dallastown at 5 p.m.
Well done. Also, Tuesday will be the Boys Lacrosse Championship. That'll feature Central York and Dallastown. Central York was a 14-7 winner over the Circletown Boys of New Oxford, and Dallastown was a 15-6 winner. Dallastown, the number 2 seed, over the number 3 seed Southwestern Logan Underland, with 7 goals, 4 assists for Dallastown in that matchup. Becky B, you have Dallastown or Central York? Boys Across Marbles.
I'm going with Central York.
Doggy. I think you're right.
Okay. Alrighty, and congratulations to Dallastown for winning both the boys and the girls track and field titles at Dallastown on the league championships on Wednesday. The girls bested second place Bermudian Springs by 31.5 points, 99.5 to 68. Spring Grove was 3rd with 65 points. The boys' title was so close, with Dallastown outscoring Central York by 2 points, 83-81. Redline was 3rd with 78.6 points. Ella Bond, a sophomore from Spring Grove, broke the league record in the 800-meter run at 2 minutes 14.33 seconds. She also took home the gold in the 100-meter hurdles and the high jump, and was on the 3rd place 4x100 relay team with her senior teammate Layla Campbell. Campbell defended her 100 and 200 meter sprints, and she'll try to defend her district and state titles here later in May. Lily Carlson, a junior from Bermudian Springs, broke her own record and the league record in the pole vault with a vault of 13 foot 3 inches. She will attempt to defend her state 2A title in that event. On the boys' side, Dallastown won both the 4x100 and 4x400 relays, while York Tech took the 4x800 relay. Michael Scott from Dallastown ran a leg in both winning relays, while also winning the gold in the long jump. Ladanian Strong.
I'd like to know where that phrase came from. You ran a leg? I know it's a phrase.
Whatever.
I know it's a phrase, but I'm just curious.
We'll look that up.
You should have ran 2 legs.
Okay.
You can't do that. You're only allowed to run 1 leg. But
yes.
Okay.
Ladanian Strasbaugh, Red Lion Sr., won both the 100 and 200 meter races. His teammate Daniel Naylor was a double winner in the 800 and the 1600 runs. And in case that name sounds familiar, Naylor was also the league cross-country champion in the fall. Braden Billman, a sophomore from New Oxford, also was a double winner, and he claimed the championship in both the triple jump and the high jump.
Well done, Becky B. Thanks for reporting on the boys and girls track and field championships. All right, a couple collegiate things, and a couple of our athletes in collegiate sports to give a shout out to. First of all, the Penn State York men's baseball team going to be participating in the United States Collegiate Athletic Conference World Series. Kicks off Tuesday afternoon. Penn State York will be the number 9 seed. They're going to match up with Du Bois in Pennsylvania here also. Hey, how about Andrew Miller, Susquehannock, playing third base for the Penn State Nittany Lions in York, batting .321 and 3 dingers.
That guy can hit.
Season. He can hit, yes. He wakes up in the middle of the night and hits. Hey, also, Shippensburg men's track and field won their, ready for this, 15th consecutive PSAC.
Can you say dynasty?
Yeah, it is a dynasty. Hey, a lot of York Adams athletes. Sophomore Garrett Quinnen from Kennerdale was the most valuable athlete in that track and field meet. He won both the 10K and the 5K. Also, freshman Bernard Bell from Southwestern won the 110-meter hurdles. It was the 5th fastest time in Shippensburg history. Bernard Bell III from Southwestern also ran a leg in the 4x100 relay for Shippensburg. And then another Southwestern Mustang, Noah Bankert, placed 12th in the decathlon. I love that event. Sophomore Ryan Murphy of DeLone Catholic took 5th in the decathlon. Freshman Jackson Koopkunst, we've heard about that, right?
Yes, we
Koopkunst,
sure have.
7th in the 1,500 meters. And Kenny Ryan of Susquehannock was 8th in the high jump. Then in the women, also from Shippensburg, won the PSAC championship in track and field. A lot of York Adams athletes here. Freshman Riley Marks from Susquehannock was 3rd in the 100 hurdles, and 8th in the high jump was Riley. Junior Victoria Mattioli from Redline was 5th in the 5K and the 10K. And the Lone Catholics, Maddie Sig, finished 10th in the javelin. How about those athletes? Well done, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, York Revolution, after a 2-hour, 36-minute rain delay. Poor Daryl Henry, right?
That's
the York
so
Revolution, they just jumped all over Gastonia with a 7-2 win Saturday night at Wellspan Park. Hey, this is now York is in first place in the Atlantic League with a 9-5 record, a game and a half up over Staten Island. Check this out, though. Here's what I wanted to mention about David Washington for York went long twice. Trey Martin had a home run also in the first inning. Chris Vallemont struck out 11 Gastonia batters. But here's the deal: the Revs pitchers, you ready for this? Struck out 18. They struck out 18 batters.
That's amazing.
That is a matter, isn't it? All right,
now, how many people do you think were sitting in the stands at the end of a 2-hour 36?
Yeah,
Not me.
I checked the box score. There's like 3,600 there to start the game anyway.
Yeah.
Zach Neff will take the ball today at 2 p.m. It's Sunday Fun Day by Weiss Markets Boomers Book Club Bookmark Redemption Day number 2, presented by the Northern Central Railway, and Mother's Day Bats and Bubbles. All right, you got to get out today. That'd be a great gift for Mother's Day, right?
Sure.
Let's go see the York Revs game today, 2:00. So it's time. Talking about Mother's Day, it's time to go long. What does the Bible say about mothers? First of all, Becky B, happy Mother's Day.
Well, thank you.
To absolutely the number one mother that I know, the best mother that I know, Becky B. So congratulations for that. What an honor. And I often say to all young people, honor your mother. She is absolutely, in my opinion, the most important person in your world. So what does the Bible say about mother? From the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 31, honor her for all that her hands have done, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. The Bible constantly tells us to honor and love our mothers. From the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 12, honor your fathers and your mother. And Leviticus chapter 19:13, every one of you shall revere his mother and his father. My friends, I think there's something very special. There's something very strong about a mother's love, right? And I know we all grow up with different situations and so forth, but there is nothing like the love that a mother and the kindness of a mother and the teaching and the wisdom that a mother provides to all of us. So today, Becky B, I want your thoughts in just a minute, but today on Mother's Day, first I wish all the mothers here listening this morning a wonderful, happy Mother's Day, and may God bless you. And I really believe, and I tell you this from time to time, Becky, that first of all, that a mother's job is probably the most important job, and it is work from time to time, right?
It can be, yes.
It's not easy, but it's the most important work, the most important job that any person can ever have. And sometimes in our life, we get mixed up in so many other things, so many other priorities that come our way, and so many other things that try to take our attention and so many other things that compete for our time. But I say today there is nothing that should take more of anybody's time, should not take more of anybody's energy, should not take more of anybody's prayerfulness than being a mother. Becky B., you're one of the best. Give us your thoughts on motherhood, please.
Well, I feel very, very lucky because I grew up with an amazing mother. Somebody who worked nights basically so that she could be home with us during the day, and so that she was able to take part in all our activities and everything else. And her strength and her unconditional love was something. And in Jesus and God we have the unconditional love all of the time. And as a mother, we also try to share that kind of unconditional love with our children, just with letting them know that no matter what, we love them and that we are there. Even when they mess up, it's a learning experience, and we love them as well. So
absolutely, thank you. Yeah.
I think mothering with God as our guide is probably the most important thing.
Yep, from the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 13, as one whom his mother comforts, so I will comfort you. Isn't that interesting that God compares his love to a mother's love? That talks about just the power of a mother's love as well. From the book of Exodus, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God has given you. Isaiah chapter 49, can a woman forget her nursing child, that she should have no compassion on the son of her womb? Even these may forget, yet, our good Lord says, yet I will not forget you. And then finally from the 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7, I believe, encapsulates a mother's love. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. My friend, I believe that describes a mother's love. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Becky B. and I both were blessed with wonderful mothers, and our prayer is that you are blessed with a wonderful mother as well. And for all the mothers out there, that through, when it's tough, and it does get tough, that through reading the Bible and sharing in prayer and sharing with others, that you're able to maybe get above all that and just know that being a mother is just a gift of God. You right, Becky B?
Absolutely.
Alrighty, my friends, we'll be right back after this message. We're at York Tech, Becky, boys and girls, Division III track and field coach. We're going to be talking about their championships right after this message from Kelsey Jean and Kyla Jane, our sponsors. Thank you very much from Red Barn Home Decors.
Hey WOIK listeners, Daryl Henry here with Kelsey McCullough, Kylie Taylor, the owners of Red Barn Home Decors. Kelsey, tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing.
So Kylie and I bring in our furniture and decor to either a vacant or occupied home, and we allow buyers to create emotional connections with the home by envisioning their family in that space. Doing that allows the buyer to get top dollar for their listing and also sell it in the fastest amount of time.
Kylie, tell us about the benefits of Red Barn in particular.
Home staging is very important in the selling process. It really makes sure that your home sells in the quickest amount of time and for the top dollar. Some of our statistics here are homes sell in an average of 4.5 days and for over 16,000 over asking.
Kelsey, how would folks get in touch with Red Barn?
Please feel free to check out our portfolio at www.redbarnhomedecors.com. You can also check out our social media pages at Red Barn Home Decors or give us a call at 717-818-1207.
Red Barn Home Decors. Staging makes dollars and cents.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield creeps in again.
The sounds of summer play here.
It's through! It's a base hit! Stott scores! Marsh being waved home! He's gonna score! And the Phillies have just won it! Trey Turner plays the hero for the Phils.
Catch Phillies baseball right here on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK, York.
And welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B. Again, happy Mother's Day to all our moms out there this morning. With us right now, Coach Bradley Snell, York Tech Track and Field. Friends, the boys York Tech team, Division III champions, 6-0. The girls York Tech Track and Field team, 6-0, Division III champions.
All right.
What a great season. Coach Snell, tell us about your team and your season.
Well, yeah, it was a great season. First of all, I want to thank you for having us on a chance to promote the team and the kids. I'll take advantage of that. I also wanted to thank the administrations of York County School of Technology, York Catholic, and York Country Day. I think you know we have a co-op program with York Catholic and York Country Day, so their athletes or their students come and run with our track team as well. We've been doing that for the past 12 years, and I would say that of all the things we've done, that's probably the thing I'm the proudest of, much more than the wins and the championships. The relationships that the kids have built, at least what people think are three different schools, and the kids, you would not know watching the meets who was from what school. They just love one another and support one another, and that's one of the things we tried to build with our team.
Well, Coach, I agree, and I'm glad you mentioned that. But here's the deal. None of those teams, and I know the athletic directors at both those schools that you're talking about, none of those schools are going to send their athletes to York Tech unless they have tremendous trust and faith in Coach Bradley Snell as being a great leader and being what is right about high school sports. So that in my mind, in addition to the benefits you talked about and the personal relationships these students develop, Coach, that shows their trust and faith in you as well.
Well, I hope so. It's hard because, it makes it difficult when you have three different sets of rules for different kids in terms of eligibility and things like that. But we make it work, and that isn't just me. The kids, the administrators, the assistant coaches, all of them, have a part in that. This year, one of the things we did a little differently was, I don't want to say I stepped aside a little, but I was less involved in the specifics, except for my group of runners, which is the middle distance runners. I actually assigned somebody to be the boys coach and the girls coach, and we kind of had a system for the first time where the kids went to their event coach first, and then to the boys or girls coach, and then to me. That worked beautifully. As far as the team goes, I mean, we have always prided ourselves on building our teams. A lot of schools, if a kid's a great athlete at the school, maybe the school tries to keep them there. And so sometimes we don't always get the best athletes, and we develop them. And that's one of the things. It's, again, a credit to them. They're willing to do the hard work that's necessary. Again, it's great. I get the accolades for the championships, but I'm not doing the running or the jumping or the throwing. They are. So they get all the credit. But we did have a group of freshmen that came in and just completely helped turn our program completely around, especially with the girls. I did not really expect. The boys team I knew was going to be pretty strong. The girls team, I really did not expect a championship. I knew we'd be good once we saw who was out for the team, but it was a surprise, and a pleasant surprise, obviously.
Alrighty, now, Coach, you had mentioned something that, I think very often does get overlooked by the championships and the league standings and so forth, of the building the relationships in the sports world is just so very important. And in a track and field situation, it's kind of in some ways difficult because you have, distinct areas, like you mentioned, the throwers and the jumpers and the sprinters and the middle distance and the long distance. But what do you do to bring all of those aspects together to build those relationships?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, that changes from year to year, but one thing we try to do is, we emphasize that we are one team. Everybody does warm-ups together. We have this little, I guess tradition is the best way to call it, called Inspirational Fridays, where we get together with the kids and we show a movie and we feed them. and we stop practice early, obviously, and show like a short film. It doesn't even have to be about, it certainly doesn't have to be about track, but sometimes it's not even about sports. It's just some kind of inspiring story, a short clip. And to be honest with you, I started this numerous years ago out of selfishness. Fridays was a tough day to get kids to come to practice sometimes. It's the end of the week and everybody's tired from school. They're looking forward to the weekend, and coming to track practice is maybe the last thing you really want to do. And so we did this to kind of get kids to stay for practice on Fridays, and it became a pretty big hit. So that's one thing that we do. I think the other thing is, again, just, telling the kids, again, pushing this idea that we are obviously 3 schools but one team, and the fact that the assistant coaches are all in on that as well. I mean, it's not just me. That's one thing, obviously, also I wanted to mention was my assistant coaches are the greatest coaches in the world. 3 of them actually are alums of our program. The other 3 have been coaching with me for a long time, and we have a really great relationship. 3 young coaches, 4 old school coaches, as I would call them, and it's great that those 3 younger coaches have joined the staff, because the kids relate more to them. I have no problem saying that I'm an old school coach. I am, and sometimes that's a little hard for the kids to relate to, because they're not used to maybe the discipline, the structure that I'm expecting. So again, I can kind of back off a little bit, and I always say there's not discipline and structure with the younger coaches, but the kids relate to them a lot better than they do to an old guy like me.
Well, Coach, what you're doing is working, obviously. Well done. We want to celebrate Coach Bradley Snell and the York Tech track and field boys and girls team Division III champions. Coach, you also had a shot put champion in the York Adams League tournament as well. How about a shout out there?
Yeah, Pierce Ayane is he's an exceptional person. I mean, yes, he's a good shot putter, good discus thrower. I actually think he's better in the discus than the shot. But he is such a great human being. I mean, again, people have this notion of what students at York Tech are like, and it's really not accurate. Pierce, for example, already has his pilot's license. Wow. He's a top student in the school. He's been accepted to the Air Force Academy. Just a great all-around kid, and also obviously one of our team leaders, and just a great guy.
Coach, thank you for mentioning that. One of the things I think that's unique about York Tech is you're bringing these athletes from a variety of schools throughout the entire York Adams League, bringing them together as one. First of all, great academic program, great administration and leadership at York Tech, and what they've done from an academic standpoint is absolutely incredible, just well done, and they deserve great credit for that, but also to put together a great team of coaches, people like Bradley Snell, who leads these young men and women in track and field, is tremendous. Great program, great coaching, great track and field team. Today on Go Long, we are celebrating Bradley Snell and the York Tech boys and girls track and field team. Coach, you have a shout out for a mother today?
Well, unfortunately, my mother's no longer with me, but my mother-in-law, as we call her, Oma, I'll give a shout out to her.
What did your mother teach you first and foremost, Coach?
Almost everything. I have a very unique family background. I don't want to get too much into it, but my parents died when I was very young, and I was taken in by my parents' best friends, and they raised me, and obviously they didn't have to do that, but they did. And there's nothing I can do to repay what both my parents did, and especially my sisters. Again, they're not my blood sisters, but I've always considered them my sisters because they're the only sisters I know. they were mothers to me as well. So, especially my sister Margie, if she's listening, thank you again. Even though she's not my mother, she has been my mother. She mothered me as much as anybody else.
Yep, that falls in the category of motherhood to me. Coach Bradley Snell, Coach, congratulations on a great season. You're a great gentleman. You're a great coach. You're a great leader. We celebrate you today. Thank you so much for being with us.
And thank you.
All righty, my friends. We'll be right back with Coach Don Kaufman of the Bobcats out of Northeastern right after this.
Hey, WOIK listeners, Daryl Henry here with Kelsey McCullough, Kylie Taylor, the owners of Red Barn Home Decors. Kelsey, tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing.
So Kylie and I bring in our furniture and decor to either a vacant or occupied home, and we allow buyers to create emotional connections with the home by envisioning their family in that space. Doing that allows the buyer to get top dollar for their listing and also sell it in the fastest amount of time.
Kylie, tell us about the benefits of Red Barn in particular.
Home staging is very important in the selling process. It really makes sure that your home sells in the quickest amount of time and for the top dollar. Some of our statistics here are homes sell in an average of 4.5 days and for over 16,000 over asking.
Kelsey, how would folks get in touch with Red Barn?
Please feel free to check out our portfolio at www.redbarnhomedecors.com. You can also check out our social media pages at Red Barn Home Decors or give us a call at 717-818-1207.
Red Barn Home Decors. Staging makes dollars and cents.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield creeps in again.
The sounds of summer play here.
It's through. It's a base hit. Stott scores. Marsh being waved home. He's going to score. And the Phillies have just won it. Trey Turner plays the hero for the Phils.
Catch Phillies baseball right here on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK, York.
And welcome back to Go Long. Happy Mother's Day out there to all of our mothers listening. And also Happy Mother's Day to Becky B. You're welcome. With us right now, the head coach of the Northeastern Bobcats baseball team, Coach Don Kaufman. Let me tell you guys, he is an icon when you talk about baseball in the whole York area, but also in the York Adams League. Coach Kaufman, thanks for being with us on Go Long this morning.
Thanks.
Coach, tell us about your team. You're having a very, very good season. You're going to be getting in the district playoffs here shortly and have a good seed there. But tell us about some of the guys that make your team go.
I think it's a pretty well-rounded team. Everyone has a good role. We have 3 seniors, Nate Moser, Quinn Schindler, and Garrett Baker, who are all solid. They all have good attitudes. A lot of juniors. I think we have 11 juniors. And then we have 3 sophomores that all get significant playing time. So everyone brings an important piece of the puzzle for this group. So I've been real happy with the progress we've made from day one to where we are right now.
Well, Coach, welcome back to York Adams League baseball after taking off, several years. And here, when I think of Coach Don Kaufman, Northeastern baseball, I think a good fundamental to baseball. You defend well, strong up the middle defensively, especially. You string hits together. You every now and then when you need to, you'll play a little short ball and move runners around, and you just play what I call a good brand of high school baseball. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, yeah, I'm just a pretty big believer that if you play the fundamentals well and you're disciplined at the high school level, you're going to win a lot of games. You get good pitching. You don't walk a lot of guys. High school hitters will get themselves out. I think more times than not, if you keep them from get walking guys, and defensively, if you're pitching to contact a lot, you got to play good defense. So we work on certain things every single day. I practice. I'm a pretty routine guy, so I'm pretty consistent each day with our practices. And we spend a lot of time hitting this year in the off season. And we started hitting pretty early in the off season and really focused. Because I was just coming back, so I didn't know I really didn't know anyone. a lot of the kids. So I was getting a feel for them, and so the hitting has really paid off here. I think that may be an area that we improved in the most as the season progressed.
Now, Coach, you have 3 senior leaders that are really strong. You bring a wealth of experience to the coaching. How does that experience help the Bobcat team?
With just staying in the moment, not looking too far ahead, not getting too amped up for each game. We talk about to them a lot about the next game is the most important game because it's the next game. You can't look past any game because baseball is a funny sport. All it takes is a guy gets hot on the pitcher mound, and you can lose very, very easily.
We're speaking with Coach Don Kaufman, Northeastern Bobcats. Great tradition at Northeastern. Coach Kaufman is a big part of that. Coach, the York Adams Division I, when you look at Southwestern, Dallastown, Northeastern, Red Line, it may be one of the best, what I believe, baseball conferences, divisions, in all of PIAA. You talk about being top-heavy this year. I mean, there's some pretty daggone good baseball teams there.
Yeah, there aren't any easy games. You talk about a lot of those schools. They all have good coaching, so you're playing against quality baseball programs. From the coach all the way down to all the players. So it helps you, though. I think later, especially when you get to the postseason, because once you get to districts, you're playing all good teams at that point as well.
Now, Coach, you were with the program for a lot of years, then took a step back and came back. What made you want to come back to coaching?
I just think it's who I am. I enjoy coaching. I missed it, and my son's getting a little bit older now, and so basically, I thought, well, maybe it could be a good time. I had a couple people that were, talking were in my ear the year before about, if I'd be interested in coming back. I was thinking about it, and then, I talked with my family, and I got the green light, so I said, let's do it.
Coach, I got news for you. Coach, there's always going to be somebody in your ear, right?
For sure. But the most important thing is getting that green light from your family. You're right.
Yeah, Becky B knows all about that. Coach, when you talk about tradition, baseball tradition, First Northeastern, what an incredible tradition. I'm going back to 1975 where Susquehannock and Northeastern matched up in York County championships. But they go way back. Even in men's baseball, when you look at Mount Wolf and Manchester, both those teams chock full of Northeastern players. I don't know that there is a better tradition anywhere than Northeastern, Mount Wolf, Manchester baseball. Tell us a little bit about what that means.
It means a lot. I mean, I graduated from Northeastern and watched a lot of those. I mean, I played for Mount Wolf for years, and was a kid growing up when they just dominated. I went to a lot of Northeastern games. I started out with coaching with Coach Wayne Bacon, who was a big part of all those good teams at Northeastern. So it's important to me to keep the tradition going. I like being a part of it, and it is. There's been some just great baseball teams and players from Northeastern that have played.
Yeah, and Becky B would argue that Mount Wolf has the best concession stand in the Central League as well.
Well, you gotta love the Italian ice,
Yep, Italian ice.
I go up there to play, and the first thing I do is go grab a hot dog in the dugout before batting practice. Yeah. So, Coach, again, you're a big part of all that tradition. I know it means a lot to you, but you know what? More than that, it means a lot to all of everyone involved in baseball. Again, not just Northeastern High School, but Mount Wolf baseball. And, you got to throw Manchester in there because of what they've done over the years as well. Not quite the same venue, but nonetheless, they've put a lot of great baseball players on the field. And I'm telling you, Coach, year after year, those guys hit. They play fundamental baseball. You know, you're not going to run on pitchers. You're not going to beat them unless you play a daggone good baseball game, and that just is Northeastern baseball. And I'm telling you, friends, Don Kaufman, who is the head coach at Northeastern, that is the brand of baseball that the Bobcats play, and that's why they're having a great season again. So, Coach Kaufman, I wish you well. I look forward to following you throughout the district playoffs, because I think the York Adams top 4 Division I teams, I think they're going to compete. Now, you're in the big boy pants bracket when you get into District 3, and there's a lot of good baseball teams. But I'm with you. I think you're going to show them what Northeastern baseball is all about.
Thanks. That's the goal. You're right. It is the big boy pants. 6A is, I tell you, what's a beast. And there are a lot of good teams. So I think we're good enough to beat anyone. So we'll see how it plays out.
All right, and your philosophy of one game at a time and focusing on the fundamentals, I think that's a pretty darn good philosophy as you go into the playoffs as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to. You can't be. It's for baseball. It's one and done. You gotta be able to just play it. Like I said, baseball's not a sport where it's a big. You get your nerves and emotions can hurt you more than it can help you.
Yep, Coach. Real quick, in your mind, who might be? Let's go back to the 70s on out here. Who might be the greatest player from Northeastern and Mount Wolf area?
Oh my, there's so many.
There's so many.
You have. I grew up watching a lot of them. Jeff Fry was unbelievable. Seth Reeser.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah,
I don't know if you could say if you could pick just one person. There's been so many.
How about Steve Pokopek? I love the way that guy played ball.
He was just an unbelievable hitter.
Yes.
Just could hit. It doesn't. He's still the same way.
Yeah.
Just picks up a baseball bat and can hit.
No, it's just one line drive after another. He's out for line drives. You know it. All right, Coach. Yeah. We could talk baseball all day, Coach. Thank you.
Sure.
Alrighty. Hey, Don Kaufman, Northeastern. The Nor'easters having a great season in York Adams Division I, about ready to storm into the District 3 playoffs. Coach, thank you for all you do. You're a great leader. You're a great coach. You're a great gentleman. Hey, how about you got just now a chance to do a Mother's Day shout-out, Coach? Go ahead.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to my mom and to my wife.
Alrighty, I like it. 2 good women. I know that. Alrighty, Coach. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bobcats. You know what? Isn't that great to have that tradition that Coach Kaufman brings back to them?
It's kind of interesting because Northeastern went back to tradition with their volleyball coach and their baseball coach, and they're having a great season on both ends.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Alrighty, my friends. Again, happy Mother's Day. I want to make sure we pause just for a second, and I want to let you know how much Becky B and I appreciate you being with us every Sunday morning. Again, as we celebrate the accomplishments of our local athletes and coaches and other sports figures, it means so much to us that we have this time together, and we're able to do it in a faith-based way. So, Becky B, as you do every Sunday morning, please close in prayer. But again, I want to remind everyone that throughout the week, or even during our show every Sunday morning, you may text your prayer request to us at 717-350-8591. So, Becky B, please close in prayer.
Dear Lord, we just thank you so much for this time together, and we thank you, Lord, for the blessing of mothers and for mother figures. We just appreciate so much that you have given us strong women that we can look up to, and strong in their faith, strong in their actions, and strong in their words. And Lord, we just thank you for that blessing as we go through our lives. We thank you and praise you, Lord, for the beauty of the world that you've given us, and for the ability to practice athletics, and for all of the athletes and coaches and people associated in athletes at this busy time of year when they're facing championships or closing out their senior seasons. We just ask your blessing on these athletes, please, as they have given their best in everything that they do. Lord, we just ask your special blessing on the Dixon family, please, and be with them and with Dakota's Army as they go through some trying times. And we just know that, Lord, that the glory belongs to you in everything that you do. We ask you to be with Lisa as she finishes her tests, and with Diane as she regains her strength and goes through her rehab, and ask you for many people who are facing illnesses and facing chemotherapy and facing other treatments. Please keep them strong be with their families. We ask you also for special blessings for the Van Pelt family. Lord, we just praise you and thank you for all that you have done us. We know without you there is nothing.
In Christ's name we pray. Amen. From the book of Proverbs, hear, my son, your father's instruction, and forsake not your mother's teaching, for they are a graceful garland for your head and pendants for your neck. Now, my friends, the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all. Thank you to Kelsey Jean from Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents, for Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. This is Wayne McCullough and Becky B. Happy Mother's Day, saying go long.